Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Collegiate Chess League Fall 2025 season, Division 1 playoffs starting today. It is the quarterfinals. We've got two very exciting matches. First off, we've got Division 1 seed number 4 versus seed number 5. This is SRM IST from India taking on Texas Tech, obviously from Texas. We've already got games underway here. So let's dive right in. Let's check this out. I cannot wait. We've been waiting all season. It is finally time. And here we go. Game number 1. All right, so we've got Srihari L versus Roman. Roman, we watched actually in the player interview asking them who they wanted to face off against in the playoffs, who they were looking forward to playing, and they said it was none other than the Indian team because India actually beat them in the regular season by a score of 9-7. So Texas Tech, they're looking for their revenge, which I'm also looking forward to. It's going to be very exciting to see if they can get it or not. So far, Srihari L has the white pieces. We've got 4 players from both teams competing right now. And I believe Roman is board 2. So perhaps we can take a look at some of the other games going on. Let's check in with the Texas Tech team captain here. We actually rely on the captains to do a lot. This is Bilovil. This is, I believe, the board 3 for Texas Tech. Captains have to submit their lineups. The players are also all competing right now on a fair play call with 2 cameras set up. So it is pretty legit. They all joined 30 minutes earlier so that they can go through their fair play checks. There is some serious cash prize money on the line. The winner of this match will move on to play against UT Dallas, the number 1 seed. So if you make it to semifinals, you're guaranteed a bit of cash prize money. For 4th place at a minimum, I believe is $500 cash. But there's a lot more than just cash on the line here. These players are playing for pride. As I had mentioned, Texas Tech, they specifically called out the Indian team. They want their revenge. They lost 9-7 to them. Texas Tech, they are not the first time playing in CCL. They've competed all the way back in the inaugural season, actually. But this is their first time back in a while competing at the biggest stage on broadcast in the top division, D1. SRM IST, they've actually been competing in the India College Chess Championship, which made its debut just last year. So they just completed the 3rd season, and SRM IST, they have won 3 times in a row, the India College Chess Championship. But they have yet to win in the Collegiate Chess League, and they're looking to perhaps make history this season by earning their first CCL championship title. But first, they got to get through a hungry Texas Tech team. And if Texas wins, they'll move on to face against in-state rivals UT Dallas. So either way, it's going to be a very exciting match, which we'll actually be watching the semifinals tomorrow. So this weekend is jam-packed with action, back-to-back days. And surely UT Dallas is tuning in, perhaps scouting their potential opponent. They're going to play one of these teams, that is for sure. All right, I want to bring our attention to Sebastian here. What's up, Braining? Yes, if you filled out a prediction bracket, best of luck to you. We do have the prediction brackets with prizes on the line as well. Let us know who you predicted. I might have to go through and update all of the all those brackets, make sure that they're locked. Nobody fill out a bracket right now. Just kidding. But yeah, fun times. It's the most jam-packed time of the college chess season. So, love playoffs. Our matchups from all divisions being broadcasted. There are actually 25 divisions, and each division has, I believe, 4 matches going on. Between 8 teams. And so that's like 100 matches. I don't know. It's too much. I personally can only focus on one match at a time. That's why I'm focusing on the top division, D1. And all the other divisions are highly encouraged to stream their own matches if they can. Otherwise, it's very hard to broadcast all of them. So if you know anyone that's interested in streaming college chess, let them know, because there's a lot of college chess going on from a lot of schools from around the world. There's 26 countries represented this season. There's, as I mentioned, 25 divisions, 384 teams total in the entire league. And right now we are watching the top of the top. So this is the number 4 seed versus the number 5 seed across the entire league. But I have broadcasted lower division matches in the past, and I expect to be covering the lower division finals next Sunday, so a week from tomorrow. Because Division 1 is a smaller division. It's only the top 8 teams in the league make D1. All the remaining leagues or divisions have 16 teams total, so their brackets are a little bit larger. So they need one extra round to determine the champion. So I will be focusing on Division 1 for this weekend, today and tomorrow. But then in future rounds, I might be covering some of the lower division brackets, because there's a lot of exciting chess to be had in the lower divisions. We were actually filling out our brackets on stream yesterday, and the lowest division, Division 25, their average team rating is below 600, which I don't know about you, but it is extremely exciting and fun to watch, in my opinion. I mean, the top level chess here obviously is very exciting. Here we've got Bilovil actually is losing, it looks like. So what happened in this match? So all things, this is where we left off. Looks like Bilovil is looking to double rooks on the A file. But here we have a mistake. Knight back to e2, and now this is leaving the e pawn vulnerable. Black capitalizes immediately, doubling on the e file. White's trying to get some counterplay on the h file, but the knight back to f8, guarding that h7 pawn. And now we see white, they can't hold on. They try desperation here, but they go down a pawn. And a lot of shuffling here from white. So Harsh Suresh from India. This is, I believe, the board 2. Trying to break through white's defenses here. White trying to plant maybe a knight on e5, cutting off the rooks. But we see a check here, king here. Now the second rook can enter the equation. Perhaps. Yes. King back. You can take on g3 now with check, and they do so. So yeah, just a little too late for white to bring the knight to e5. Black infiltrates through the e3 point, which was weakened because knight on e2 was blocking any defense that pawn could have made. Your d4 team will be broadcasted if we make finals. If you guys make the finals, I personally have to make a decision which one, because even on the finals, there's still 24, 23 divisions. that are competing. Here, black is just mopping up the pieces. This might be the first result of the playoffs. Yeah, knight back to e3, trying to defend. This bishop is pinned, by the way, to the rook. Rook is hanging, pinned. Knight here, very nice move. And we see white trying desperately to get out of this somehow, but the knight on e3 is hanging. Rook takes, and black is simply up a piece. That's a check, and that's actually checkmate. A beautiful mate there with the rook and both knights. So point 1 goes to SRM IST, and it looks like point 2 might be going their way as well. So that was a win for Harsh. Board 2 taking down the board 3 captain. And here's Sebastian, the top board from Texas Tech, also looks to be losing. White is infiltrating with too many mating threats. There's a mate threat on g7 and soon to be on h7. Unstoppable. And India, they're going to take a 2-zip lead, but they're not done. Srihari LR, the top board grandmaster, up against board 4, looking to do damage, building onto their lead. This is not looking good for the Texans, who are down 2-0 already. And soon to be 3-0. 1 second down to the clock for Nathaniel. Black is crushing here. Up a bishop. We see a queen check. We see the queen trade. Knight dives in, but the bishop tucks back, boxing the knight out. White looking for some counterplay with the rooks. White putting the stop to that. That was 2.5 seconds on the clock. Nathan trying to hold on, playing moves with less than a second on their clock. 2.3 seconds. Pre-moving, 3 seconds here. Trying to hold on for dear life. But it's going to be too much. And they flag. Srihari LR, top board from India. They make it 3-0. India has come to play, and it's late. It's like probably past midnight for them. This is a rough playoff schedule for the international teams, but these players, they've got a job to do. They've come to play. And here, this is Texas Tech's board 2. Pyrie Roman, their only hope at a point in this first round, trying to avoid the round 1 sweep. He's got the black pieces, and it looks like he's got the connected outside pass pawns. Very strong. Defended by this monster bishop, and now getting pushed through. Protected by the knight as well. Bishop tucks back, and the pawns, they keep rolling. White trying to hold on here. Both players very low on time. Roman could flag, but Roman is pushing. He drops one pawn, but the second pawn is going to be unstoppable. We get one check. The rook can get behind the pawn. But then the bishop and the rook, they're going to combine. We could see a rook check and then a promotion that's going to win the rook. 20 seconds now for Roman. And Roman, he was interviewed. He said he wants that match. Black setting up a mating net. Has to give up a pawn. Black coming back, protecting their base point. Black scooping up all of the pawns now. White still fighting on. Trying to bring the king. Trying to do something. No quit. And making Texas Tech fight to the very last point. This is going to tire them out. This is a 4-round team match. And there you have resignation. Roman, he's trying to rally his team. He said he wants the Indian team rematch. He wants revenge. And he's leading his team right now with the only point of winning the round 1 sweep, saying, hey guys, listen, we're still in this. Let's not give up. Come on. We've got 3 rounds to go. What an exciting start to this match. Hello, EI. Welcome in. What channel of Discord can I see the bracket? Well, I put it in the announcements. So All right, round 2 is about to begin. What an exciting start. I mean, SRM, it's late for them, but they're obviously warmed up and they're ready. They want to punch their ticket to the semifinals, guaranteeing themselves some cash prize. Texas Tech, they need to bounce back. We've got round 2 now starting. Here we've got the top board from India versus the team captain from Texas Tech, board 3, Bilovil, Srihari LR, not to be confused with Srihari L, who is playing right now against Sebastian. So we have a Roy Lopez. Looks like a main line. And bishop to c5, getting the dark square bishop outside of the pawn chain. And we see a4, rook to b8. These players have been here before. They know this like the back of their hand. d4, pawn break in the center for white. Getting their dark square bishop out as well. Now Srihari L taking some time here to think. Maybe bishop e3. Not as familiar to them. Maybe thinking about taking on that e4 pawn, but they decided to just castle. And now we see h6, h3 from both sides. Flight square for the king. Taking away squares from the knights and the bishops. Rook e8, very solid. Still in the opening here. Black still has to develop that dark square, or the light square bishop at some point, somewhere. We'll see where that ends up going. Rook e1 for white. And yeah, I kind of want to keep an eye on this top board from India versus captain from Texas Tech. This will be a big one. Grandmaster from India, Srihari LR. Only Grandmaster in this match. 2,900. Chess.com Blitz. I think it's fair to say they know what they're doing. Bilovil with the black pieces. We see c5. We've got this almost symmetrical line of pawns here in the center. Lots of tension. That's not the move. All right, so we see white captures on d5. So black maintains their pawn duo. And Bilovil starting off with a little bit of an early lead on the clock. Nothing crazy significant. And we have maybe a opening misstep here from the Texas Tech board 4. Nathaniel. So he's got the black pieces. And yeah, there's an issue. White has already brought the attack to the king side before black could even castle. And now white could give up their dark square bishop for the knight, and black could not castle kingside. But I don't think that's the best move, actually. I think black would be fine, maybe even castling by hand, bringing the rook back. White could try castling queenside, or kingside, really. White's just got a very flexible position. They've got their e-pawn in black's half of the board. So, yeah, black just, they can't castle. This knight on the board is kind of on the edge. Not ideal, typically. Oh my god, is that Pyrodaz in the chat? Did I miss you? I mean, I certainly missed you. But I don't know if you're still here. Shout out to Pyrodaz, former Collegiate Chess League captain and streamer himself. Absolute legend. And potentially could return. I think he still has a few years of eligibility left Not that the Collegiate Chess League is really tracking that. We don't have any rules for how many seasons you can compete in the CCL, because the CCL only started 2020, which is 5 or 6 years ago. So I would think that if there was an eligibility rule, it would be something around like 8 years, maybe 4 years undergrad, 4 years grad school. Anyways, white decides to castle short side, king side. Bishop g5 was played, which is the best move, aiming at controlling these dark squares, which is what you want to do when your opponent has put literally every single pawn on a light square. So that's why black is not able to complete their development like white has. White has completed their development, connecting their rooks. Black, they've got some work to do. They cannot castle because the knight is hanging. And they don't want to trade, inviting white's pieces into their half. And notice now knight takes comes with a threat. Actually, the knight's defending this, surprisingly. The one thing it is doing on the edge, I was thinking going here, but bishop takes, pawn takes, because if pawn takes, that drops this pawn, and this king is not going to be very safe. Although it's possible that black could allow for the g file to open up and use the rook on g8. So probably we don't want to take this knight. Instead, we want to maybe trade the bishop, and who knows from there. Both players about half their clock. So we'll see if Nathan can hold. But so far, it's a good start for white. Yeah, and just like that, the computer said it's equal. This is a very normal looking move. Rook A to D1. Very solid. So sometimes the computer is dramatic. Anyways. All right, Roman with the white pieces. Only player from Texas Tech to get a point. Looks like already doing well. Up a pawn, but they're double and isolated on the D file. So, yeah, we see a couple trades here. And white's going to try their best to hold on, but no. Actually, they lose the B pawn. So here, maybe should have traded queens? No, queen A2 it likes. But yeah, here just giving that up. So it's still an even game. Meanwhile, we still have the captain versus the board 1. So everything is so far even. Bilaville still maintaining a minute advantage on the clock. That's actually potentially significant if Srihari LR continues to think here. And it's black that has the isolated D pawn. And white has this nice queen and bishop battery, but steps the queen back, maybe clearing this d4 square for the knight. A knight on f5 looks good to me, but this bishop has to go. But yeah, the biggest advantage looks to be here with Sebastian, the board 1 from Texas Tech. And he got upset in the first round. He lost to the board 4. So Sebastian needs to pick it up. That one game result is the difference between having a tied match 2-2 versus being down 2 points like it is right now, 3-1. So if Sebastian Luke can get this point back against Srihari L, that's a step in the right direction for the Texans. Are they the Texas Raiders? I'm not sure. What's the Texas Tech mascot? Anyways, Sebastian Lucas. Similar initials to Srihari L. Okay, mate was threatened on g7. Black defends it. Oh my god. We just saw a huge blunder here. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this move. Knight g5. Unbelievable. In the playoffs from Roman, of all players. Roman threatening queen h7. Oh, and Roman's just way down on the clock. That's unfortunate. His rook needed that defense. White's going to try for mate yet again. If rook f8, there's bishop to d6, but there's always queen e8. Or right now, maybe even queen e7. Queen e7. Yeah. Queen e8 or queen e7. Tough news for Roman. That is very unfortunate. Roman also the only player from Texas Tech to get a point in that first round. So to drop it like this is very unfortunate. The Texas Tech Aggies? A dog? That doesn't sound right to me. Aggies, that's like Texas A&M, I feel like. Okay, anyways, Roman's not giving up. This bishop's very strong, but this bishop's looking to neutralize. Wrong college? Yeah. Okay, so knight f6 is a potential try. Take with the pawn and try to get the queen in on the dark squares, but I think black is going to be too good and too up on time to fall for it. Okay, this match though, Sebastian, he was the player leading, and he's low on time though. And looks like he's trading off and he's losing his advantage. Black trying to keep the pressure on the clock for sure, playing fast. Raider red. That sounds more right. Yeah, there's this battle going on between the light square bishops. No one's budging. 11 seconds, 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 6.9 seconds. Oh, and now we have a difference here. White may be trying to go for the draw, but black makes a different move instead. It says play on. You've got 5 seconds, less than that. 2 seconds on the clock. 4.8 seconds, going after the a-pawn. But there's a fork, and that defends the a-pawn. That loses in exchange. Srihariel with the time advantage, making white blunder by playing on. But white gets that outside pass pawn, hits the bishop. Bishop finds a new home. Queen comes back. Pressure again on the bishop. All the games are in a time scramble right now. Bishop keeps moving. White can move the a-pawn, perhaps. Let's check in on Bilovil. He's crushing right now against the top board with the black pieces. He's going for the attack. He's up a piece. And his opponent is low on the clock. Oh my god, Sebastian made a move with 1 second left. Oh my god, and the board 4 from Texas Tech down to 1 second. Down to 2.7 seconds. It's absolute pandemonium on all the boards. Roman finally succumbs to his blunder and loses. So Texas Tech is now down by 3 points. SRM IST adding on to their lead. Both players in this match less than 5 seconds, living off the increment. Oh my god, this king is so short on squares. The queen is hit. Queen's got to move. Looks for a trade. Are they going to get it? 1 second. They decline. Knight fork, but there's knight takes. Pawn takes, and now it's... Oh, but white has the pass pawn. And white's winning. Is there queen b2? Or just push the h-pawn? Queen b2's played. That's what I thought. Queen comes back. Looking for checks. Queen up. It's still a draw. Oh my god. 2.7 seconds. And now white's winning again. Where was it? Did they have the d file? Can you play queen d4? Queen d4. Oh, check. Even better. The f-pawn's going to fall. Or is it? They're adding up a little bit of time. Oh, this is literally the last game. I have to input the results. This eval bar is going from winning for white to draw. Perpetual? Srihari L1 getting his first point against Sebastian. Unfortunate for the Texas Tech board 1. Bilovil gets on the board. Roman loses to Manish, who is a crazy board 4, who's won 2-zip against the top 2 boards from Texas Tech. So right now, black needs to hold this to a draw. but they've been slipping. They only have 2 seconds. This is the Texas Tech board 4. Can they find a draw here? There's no checks. Oh, now white is winning. What was the move needed there? Oh, white's pushing. But that wasn't the move. Oh, and this wasn't the move. Oh, no. Here, I mean, there's a lot of moves, but not this. This blunders queen d4 check, which has been missed. Here, king h4, only winning move. Wow, and Nathaniel flags. He couldn't figure out how to stop this pawn. Unbelievable. White was infiltrating on the dark squares, and this king is too exposed. So, huge swing here. Harsh getting their second point of the match, and it's SRM. They're pulling away 6-2. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Good to see you. Shout out to Uncle Jesse. She'll be playing viewers tomorrow, as she does every Sunday, so be sure to tune in. You don't want to miss it. All right, that is the first half of the match. SRM IST, they are 2.5 points away from winning. And if they do it in round 3 with a round to spare, then we'll have ourselves a little bit of a break because they don't need to play round 4 because it's the playoffs. It is a single elimination bracket. Texas Tech, they've got their backs against the walls. They've only got 2 points in 2 rounds. SRM IST winning both rounds by a score of 3-1. And now 2 rounds remain for Texas Tech to try their best at a comeback. They're going to need a big round 3. And here we go. Round 3 about to begin. We've got top board from India, Srihari LR, who lost in that previous round. Now they're playing against Roman. So we've got a Italian, no knight g5 for the fried liver attack. Only after d3 do we see h6, c3. This is the main line. d6 for black. Will we see h3? Or will we see castles? We see castles. Who do I think will win Division 1? Well, that's a great question. And you can actually see my prediction in the prediction brackets, actually. And I believe I have St. Louis University winning in the finals. But we will see. There's a lot of really strong teams. So it could be anyone's. Did you have a prediction bracket filled out? Do you agree with me, or do you think someone else will win? After last week, what I saw SLU did to Mizzou, that's all I needed to see. I don't know if any other team could beat Mizzou that easily. It was a 13-3 slaughter. So apologies to any Mizzou fans tuning in and watching, but you guys have a chance to redeem yourselves and prove me wrong. Mizzou will be playing after this match, so, and this match isn't even over. Texas Tech could bring it back. This is the round to do it. I mean, they need back-to-back big rounds, actually. So if they sweep this round 4-0, then they'll have only tied the match score 6-6, which would be the most exciting setup, I believe, for round 4. UT Dallas, I wouldn't say they cooked Mizzou, but both teams were missing their top board in that matchup. Ariantari and Gergely Cantor were traveling because of the FIDE World Cup. So that regular season match, I don't think is an accurate representation of their potential. But UT Dallas did win the regular season, so they could be the favorites technically they're the seeded favorites to win the D1 bracket. But UT Dallas, they've never won a Collegiate Chess League championship before. This very well could be their best shot to do so as the #1 seed. And they should be watching this matchup right now because they are going to face the winners of this match. And it's looking like it's going to be SRM IST. But Texas Tech, they still have 2 rounds to prove it. And they're going to try their best to come back here. And Roman's looking good here with the white pieces. He's a little bit ahead of development, it looks like, to me at least. Already castled, rook on e1, right? Black still has to castle. I guess black's technically ahead if they castle now. So white still has to develop the dark square bishop. But black, they kind of overextended on the king side a little bit. And here's an underdevelopment move, which is a little passive. But it's perhaps worth it, bringing the knight to a nice square on f4. But white can always snap that knight off with the bishop, and we see it's white who's getting a very nicely placed knight, and that's going to force black to underdevelop again to f8. Bring the bishop back. And yeah, if black castles queenside, you know white's going to launch an attack. Are there just 8 universities which play chess? No, there are well over 200 schools competing. This season, we have 25 divisions, so you're only watching the top of the top. The lowest division, Division 25, their average team rating is below 600 team average blitz. This division, D1, the team average blitz rating is above 2,800. I believe it's 2,880 across the top 8 teams in the Collegiate Chess League. So there's a lot of college chess being played right now, today. Literally, this is day #1, round #1 of the Collegiate Chess League playoffs. So all the teams they're competing for the prizes right now. There's $50,000 in cash prizes every single school year for the Collegiate Chess League. And the teams, they're looking for a slice of that pie. First place overall in Division 1 wins $5,000 cash. So it's $25,000 each semester. So after this season ends, we'll have a bit of a break for Thanksgiving and the winter. But then they're going to be right back at it. Registration opens in January, and the spring 2026 season will start in February. So exciting times. All right, we've been watching Roman and Srihari LR, but maybe we'll check out Srihari L. And this game has progressed a little bit more. It's looking like white's trying to break down this king side. And yeah, if we see rook takes pawn, we're going to see bishop here, a counter. Oh my goodness, big blunder. Ladies and gentlemen, we see here, white hasn't even castled. Neither has black. Knight takes c3, and boom, double exclam. Knight takes f7. If queen takes bishop in to pin and win and end the game. And now it's Harsh Suresh who's got a rook hanging in the corner with a discovery. Absolutely shocked right now. Thought they could take on c3. Thought they could triple isolate white c-pawns, but no. They thought this pawn was pinned, but no. Bishop to d3, a strong development move. It's very unassuming, right? It just looks like a standard run-of-the-mill development move, but no, it comes with a huge threat. Knight takes f7, double exclam, and this is exactly what Texas Tech needs, and they need a little bit more than this. They need all the boards to rally right now. They don't have much time to waste, and here we go. Another blunder from black. This is, or from white, I should say. Bishop back to d3, and now the computer is absolutely in love with black's position. What is the move? It's looking for the A file here, ladies and gentlemen. Rook to A8 is showing -3 for Bilovil. Can he find it? Can he play it? He's on the clock. This is a big moment for Texas Tech. This is the team captain. Board 3 versus board 4. Manish, who, by the way, as a board 4, he's been perfect today. 2 for 2 against none other than the top 2 boards from Texas Tech. You cannot ask for a better start from a board 4. And he's been the difference maker. If Manish has lost both their games, it'd be a tied score, 4-4. But he hasn't. But could this be the first game that he drops in this match? Again, Texas Tech, they're not out without a fight. They're putting up everything they have to bring this thing back and force round 4. It's first to 8.5 points wins. SRM IST, they're 2.5 points away from punching their ticket to the semifinals tomorrow. And Rook A8's found. Bilovil finds it and he plays it. Minute 40 on the clock. And the threat, ladies and gentlemen, black is looking to just bring the heat to this white king on B1. That A file is completely opened up, and the rook takes its spot on A8, owning a lot of real estate on that queen side. And white, they're going desperado here. F5, looking to stir up anything. And now, queen A7 or queen A5. These are the top 2 moves. Threatening checkmate in one single move. Always looking very strong. Now, of course, the B pawn can push and the queen can cover. But the queen can still come into A2 and wreak more havoc. It's not so easy or clear. Queen goes to A5. B3. And Nathaniel Philip Moore, by the way, also completely winning. Wow, rook takes, exchange sacrifice, double exclam. And what happens if you take? You're going to lose your rook, at least, back. So, I mean, this is exactly what Texas Tech needs. Sebastian's completely winning. Yeah, Nathaniel Philip Moore wins his game. I don't think I've been told that. I don't know. The name rings a bell. I'm not sure. Okay, Nathaniel Philip Moore, he gets on the board. Brings the match within 3. It's only Roman's game that's close. It's half, or equal, I should say. So who are we watching, guys? Who's going to win first? Is it going to be Sebastian here on board number 1 for Texas Tech? Or is it going to be Bogdan Bilovil? So what's happening right now? Black is actually threatening mate in 1. So the queen steps back and protects. That's also a check. King goes here. Who needs to castle, right? Why are these pieces not developed? That's crazy. Both sides low on time. That's a knight check. King tucks back. Black is up. What is black up? Black has a... Oh, black is down. White's up. White's got an extra rook. It's an exchange and 2 pawns. And it's an exchange and 2 pawns. But these rooks are not very well developed. Black's threatening mate. Knight's pinned. Rook E1. Whoa. Big blunder. Holy smokes. Bishop takes? I'm confused. Oh my god. They blundered right back. It was just a trade of pieces. Absolute time scramble. They don't know what's going on. Okay, Bogdan wins his game. This is exactly what Texas Tech wanted. Queen takes, bishop check, pawn block, just in time, skewer. Hitting the rook. What's white gonna do? What can white do? They're going after the queen. They can't even afford to win the rook because that rook and bishop endgame is losing. So sad. Wow, this is crazy. White gives up a whole rook and is still winning. But black's trying to hold on. Looking for a queen trade. Oh, Srihari LR is now winning against Roman. This game is absolutely ridiculous. White gives up the passed outside pawn. And now it's looking closer and closer to equality. It's just a rook versus a bishop, but black could maybe build a fortress. Wow, Harsh Suresh, what a defense. Oh my goodness. The computer saw a win somewhere. I mean, this game's not even over. Sebastian could lose this on time. That would be the worst case scenario. Black is annoying. Checking nonstop. 1 second on the clock. Draw? No. King moves. Of course, white has to play on for the win. Roman, by the way, he's losing here. Roman loses. Oh, Sebastian down to 2.7 seconds. So Srihari LR gets a point for SRM IST. That brings them back within 1.5 points of winning the match. Who's going to mess up here? There's 1 check, 2 checks. Pawn push? 2 seconds. Move, Sebastian. Don't flag. Oh my god, he flagged. Unbelievable. And now Texas Tech cannot afford a single draw in the final round. Man, things were looking so well for all of them. But in the end, they just split the round 2-2. And SRM IST, they need a draw to clinch the match and take their date with UT Dallas tomorrow in the semifinals. So poor Sebastian couldn't convert. Harsh Suresh is a perfect 3 for 3 right now. He's looking unstoppable. And Sebastian, top board from Texas Tech, he's 0 for 3. So not his day. Rough start. But if you believe in miracles, Texas Tech, they still have a chance for the biggest comeback imaginable. A 4-zip sweep could force overtime, taking this to round 5. It is possible. Is it likely? Absolutely not. Is it possible? Anything is possible. What's up, Chessy? What's up, Destrin? Good to see you. Yeah, this game, ladies and gentlemen, needs to be absolutely studied. Well, this is where we saw the knight takes f7 double exclam. Exchange given up here. But this king unable to castle, neither king able to. So what went wrong here, ladies and gentlemen? It's an exchange and 2 pawns. Couldn't convert. Black was just able to get the pieces out. And here's where we really messed up. Yeah, it was rook e1. Just rook e1. I'm not sure what was so hard about rook e1 to play. Yeah. Here, and now the move bishop d4 is very nice. Bishop d4. Guaranteeing that black's actually going to win a piece. But here is just a trade. It's just a trade, and now white's winning again. Rook takes g3. Check. Yeah, c4 is very nice. Here, I was very surprised by this, actually. Apparently, queen e2 or rook e3. He finds rook e3. Now, if takes, you're still completely losing this. It's crazy. You could win a complete rook and still be losing. So black plays on, but yeah, here, even still now, it loves queen c2, by the way. Queen f4. So we do lose the rook, but we're still losing. But he loses the h-pawn, and that's really what I think did him in. So yeah, here it likes rook e5. It's tough, man. Black put up such a crazy defense and then ends up flagging him. So now we've got round 4. It all comes down to this. Literally any draw offer from Texas Tech, I mean, you've got to decline that. Texas Tech has to win on all 4 boards. They need to win this round 4-0. And yeah, Roman said regular season it was a tough loss, 9-7, but if SRM keeps up this pace, this is going to be an even worse loss for Texas Tech. But still, shout out to them for joining again this season. I hope they had fun, and they've got one last round to see if they can extend their season and play again tomorrow against the number 1 seed UT Dallas. Otherwise, the loser goes home. This is the end of the line. Last match of the season for the losing team. And the winners continue on, not only playing again tomorrow in the semifinals, but also guaranteeing themselves cash prizes for at least 4th place, $500, but a chance to win even more. First place overall is $5,000. So the teams that win tomorrow, they guarantee themselves at least $2,500 for 2nd place. And if you win the 3rd place match next weekend, that gets you $1,000. So yeah, some significant cash prizes for college kids, these college clubs. And they attend all these sort of events all the time. They definitely could use some of the prize funds here. Usually tournaments actually cost money, so it's nice to be able to pay back the college community. And the Collegiate Chess League, not only do they give out cash prizes, but it is entirely free to register. So why not, you know? And multiple divisions as well. You can register as many teams as you like, as long as your teams are not in the same division. So lots of opportunities for lots of players to not only play and have fun, but even win some prizes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on here? We've got both bishops pointing at this king. We had f4, perhaps weakening the e3 pawn. This knight kind of in the way of this bishop. We would love to snag the knight and snag a pawn, but not quite possible just yet. So Srihari LR, top board, grandmaster, he finds a move here. Knight to b5. Pressure on the bishop. Pressure now on the knight. Pressure on h7. Nice move here. How can black respond? What is the move? And it looks to me like apparently there's only one. And that one move that holds for black is bishop b8. But there's other moves like c4, right? Just a counter punch. And at the end of the day, losing the h7 pawn is not the end of the world. In fact, I could actually envision taking with the pawn, putting the king on h8, and using the g file against white's king, who might get opened up, but maybe a little too crazy to take with the g pawn. Maybe just queen takes, and you say, hey, I've got the bishop pair. But Sebastian Luke, he's given some time here, under 3 minutes on the clock. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, this is the end of the line for Texas Tech. They must win all 4 boards here in the 4th round because they are down by 4 points. And it is match point. SRM IST wins with a draw on any of the 4 boards. And if they win, then they'll move on to the semifinals. They'll be playing again tomorrow. And that's not the end of today either. After this matchup, we have the second D1 quarterfinals match between Mizzou and UT Rio Grande Valley. So be sure to tune in for that. That's going to happen shortly after this. Okay. Bishop b8 found. And yeah, white does not go for taking on f6, taking on h7. They instead go bishop to a3. Queen and rook on the c file now. Pressure on c5. So, yeah, a6 hitting the knight. Knight's got to come back, right? That or you play bishop takes, but I'm sure there's going to be a rook sacrifice so you can get 2 minor pieces. So here I expect the knight's going to come back. Wow, computer saying knight d4 is a possible move here. Knight d4, fancy. Saying if you wait, what is? Oh my god, would you take with the d pawn? That's crazy though. Actually, knight d4 too deep for me. Wow, he finds it. He plays it. This is ridiculous. He's saying take my knight with the discovery on my queen. Oh, but it's pinned this way is the problem. Okay. Okay, I get you. I get you now. These players are so slick. This guy's a grandmaster, by the way. 2,900. I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, I mean, the SRM team, they're strong. These are strong players. And they're playing with confidence right now. They started round 1 and round 2 with a 3-1 win. Huge. Hard to come back from that. Texas Tech, they had good chances to come back in round 3, but they couldn't convert. They just couldn't. So it was their best round still. I mean, they doubled their score from 2 to 4, but now they can't even afford a draw, which is rough. If you are essentially playing with draw odds, Srihari L here, by the way, has an advantage against Bogdan Bilovil, as well as Harsh Suresh, who has been kind of the silent underdog here with a perfect 3-zip, the Chess Missile 07. We'll see. We'll see who's going to get the winning point for India. Who will win first? They're all on a race to get a half point or more because that's all they need. So, yeah, white's looking good here. I mean, Roman, he's down on the clock now. He's thinking. This pawn made it all the way up to f5, just running amok here. So, okay. Knight is hit. Look at this. Pin on the b file. Rook is hit. If pawn takes. And yeah, here just probably rook d1. Yes, Krishna, SRM, representing India at the global stage. Turns out India has a lot of strong chess players. And some of them are in college. And SRM, they've already seen a lot of success. Chess.com just last year launched the first ever India College Chess Championship. And SRM has won all 3 seasons in a row. So now they're just looking to see if they can add a win to the Collegiate Chess League column, as they have yet to win. They haven't made it to the finals yet. I think they've made it to the semifinals, but I don't think they've made it to the finals. So if they win here in this round, then they will move on to the semifinals again, which is going to be tomorrow against UT Dallas at the same time. Okay, Nathaniel Philip Moore. He's got no time. Again, this is an equal position, but he's got less than 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Bogdan is completely losing. Black's got these 2 connected pass pawns dead center of the board. 0 compensation. So unfortunate for Texas Tech. I mean, they tried in that that third round. But they came up short. Sebastian looks like he's cooking here on board 1. Black is pushing through. So, yeah, maybe he should have taken on f6, taken on h7. Black takes on e3 now. 3 seconds for Srihari LR. Texas Tech, I mean, they're not out of it yet. Imagine Sebastian gets his first win in the 4th round. Queen takes, rook takes. What's going on here? Black is up in exchange. Nathaniel Fillmore living off the increment. The problem is Sebastian's the only Texas player that's winning. Oh my god. Roman flipped the script. Queen c3 blunder. Okay, Sebastian won his game by checkmate. That's one step. It's his first win in the final round. Brings them within 3. Roman flipped the script here. Roman was losing. Oh, he's losing again. Man, it's so rough. Also, Bogdan's losing too, so yeah, it's tough to come back from down 2 pawns. Just c3, right? I mean, queen trying to cover the light squares. Just don't play here. Oh, Manish won against Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian flagged. So Manish, board 4 goes 3 out of 4, and that officially clinches the match. The India team, they move on to the semifinals tomorrow against UT Dallas, the #1 seed. And here, White's completely winning. Srihari L beats Bogdan as well. And yeah, this SRM team, they look warmed up. They look ready. They look primed to take on another Texas team, UT Dallas. We will be watching them again tomorrow at the same time. So if you want to find out who's going to win that match, come check it out. Let us know who you think is going to win. SRM looked very good today. Very clean. This is kind of a funny predicament. This knight's penned, and the king cannot take the pawn because then white gets out of the pen. So black's trying to hold this. Okay, they just decide to move the knight. It's going to cost them all these pawns. And yet, white is still winning because they have a knight. Oh, the knight's going to check the king. Black's only hope is the h-pawn. All right, and we will get a player interview. Black's pawn is 2 squares away from queening. Two seconds for Roman. Lots of work to be done here. Okay, this is winning the h-pawn. Very nice. Threatening mate. Not quite, but close. Yeah, king here. This is going to force the rooks off the board, and black can resign. Oh, I would have played rook g3 there, I think, but this is even better, actually. It's just mate. Harsh Suresh gets their 4th point. They swept the Texas Tech team. Huge part of that win. And final score, SRM 11-5, taking down Texas Tech in a dominant quarterfinals performance here, and they move on to play against UT Dallas, the number 1 seed, another school from Texas. And we will have a player interview. So give us a second here, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Manish from SRM IST board 4, I believe, and had a very strong score of 3 out of 4 against Texas Tech, winning the match 11-5 and punching their ticket to play in the semifinals tomorrow against number 1 seed UT Dallas and earning themselves a cash prize guaranteed of $500 for at least 4th place, but a chance to win even more. Manish, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm feeling great, of course. We won the game and convincingly, I think this time. Our opponents played pretty well in one of the games. I even blundered a queen, so it's not like we were able to like completely dominate them, but the results were very convincing. And yeah, we are hoping to play the same way in the semifinals as well. But yes, of course, UT Dallas is much stronger.
So your team actually also competed in the India College Chess Championship, and SRM IST has won all 3 ICCC seasons. Um, Tell us how that feels as well. Are you guys the best team in India? Clearly.
I guess so. In general, yes, we try to do our best in the tournament, and rating wise, also we are the clear favorites. And every game we're able to like clearly dominate the event. So in India, we're able to win. We have been able to win all 3 editions until now. In general, SRM University supports sports persons to its capabilities. So a lot of professional and strong players join SRM University in India. So we have a very strong team here with 2 grandmasters now and 4 international masters.
And is it more fun to just completely dominate in the Indian league, or is it fun to maybe have some tougher competition here in the global collegiate chess league?
The global is obviously more fun. It's not like when your opponents are able to give you pose a lot of problems to you. It's more interesting to play. That's why you play chess so that you find something interesting in it. And whenever we play in global, it's always interesting because every game you have to put your all out, else yeah, you don't win the games.
So I believe SRM IST has never won the Collegiate Chess League before, and I also believe your team has never made it actually to the finals. So you have an opportunity to do that tomorrow against UT Dallas. Have you guys done any preparation for them?
Not like specifically, but in general, we are trying to improve our chess on a daily basis. Yeah, in the league stage of this event, we were not able to do so well against them, but we have learned from our mistakes, and I think we'll be able to do better in the semifinals and hopefully make it to our first finals.
I have a couple more questions for you before I let you go. First off, how late is it right now in India?
It's like 1:47 a.m. Match started at like 12:30 a.m.
Are you guys tired, or clearly you're warmed up? You guys still were able to play well.
Yeah, usually we're resting at least for half an hour before the game so that we can stay awake. Normally this would be our sleeping time, but for the tournament we are like, okay, so we have to stay awake.
Well, I really appreciate you guys are willing to sacrifice, and I hope that it's worth it because it paid off today. You guys are playing against UT Dallas tomorrow, but also we have a match coming in a couple of minutes. We have Mizzou versus UT Rio Grande Valley. Do you have a prediction for who's going to win that match?
I mean, it's going to be very close to it. Like Mizzou and UTRGV are like pretty equally matched teams, but I think Mizzou is the slight favorite because UTRGV in the league stage they did not do so well, but in general they have very strong cores. But I think still Mizzou is the slight favorite in this event.
Yeah, and we'll be watching them very shortly. I believe they should have Ariantari as their board one, so it should always be fun to watch. And he's obviously a very strong player. And they are the favorites, as you mentioned, the higher seed, higher rated. But UTRGV could put up a fight and maybe surprise some people. And I have one last question for you. Um, do you have like a player that you look up to the most? Maybe in another Indian grandmaster that you're a fan of? There's a lot of them.
I mean, of course, Vishwanathan Anand, I'm a very big fan of right from my childhood. I mean, if you ask my idol though, but I would say like Vishwanathan Anand and Magnus Carlsen, I both have them as my idols in general.
Have you ever met
So
Vishy?
yes. I had the fortune to meet him when I was pretty young. He organized a camp in Chennai, and it was like some 30 players in the camp, and I was a participant there, and I was able to meet him. Also, I've spoken to him a few times, but not really very closely. But yeah, I've met him before.
Okay, actually, I thought of some more questions, and I'll let you get to sleep. Have you been following the FIDE World Cup? I know there's a couple Indian players left.
Yeah, of course, every chess player is following this really World Cup.
Who's your favorite to win?
I mean, Arjun is a pretty strong contender. Yeah, rating wise, he's the highest. So I think Arjun, I think, has a very good chance. And but also, like a lot of upsets this World Cup with a lot of 2700s being eliminated by 2600. So we can see that in general, like all the grandmasters at the top have to put in their all, or else it's like 2600s are not going to give them easy points. So it's very interesting games this World Cup.
Okay.
A lot of games. I mean, no matter which game you go to, it's so fun. So following the World Cup is a very nice time for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of upsets. So it's a very exciting format for sure. Now you are an international master. Are you going for your grandmaster title?
Yes. I have one GM now until now. And yes, I have to cross my rating and two more GM noms. I'm trying my best. I mean, it's my rating chart is also like going up and down. So it was like my peak rating was 2485. Now it is around 2390. So it's like I hope I'll be able to do it soon.
Yeah, well, you definitely are a very talented player, and you got the second most points on your team today, 3 out of 4, only behind Harsh Suresh, who is the board two. So you guys definitely have some strong players, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow against UT Dallas. We'll be back again watching you guys again
Yeah.
at the same time. So congrats today, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you. See you.
All
Good
right,
luck to you also.
thank you. Take care. All right, that was Manish from SRM IST. Congratulations to him and his team. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a dominant match from the team from India, taking down Texas Tech University by a score of 11-5. We will be watching another matchup here in Division 1 quarterfinals. We have the number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed, Mizzou versus University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. That match should be starting in about 8 minutes. So please stay tuned. Don't go away just yet. It's going to be Ariantari from Mizzou taking down the UTRGV team, the team from Texas, with Sean Rodriguez Lemieux, who also played in the FIDE World Cup. I'm excited. Let me know who you think is the favorite, who you think will win. Will UTRGV upset and break a lot of prediction brackets, or will Mizzou hold on and win and seek revenge against their in-state rival St. Louis University in the semifinals, which is also scheduled for tomorrow? Lots of exciting chess left. I can't wait for it, and I hope that you guys will stay tuned and let me know who you think will win. I think Mizzou's going to win, but I think whoever wins this match is going to lose to SLU in the semifinals. So we'll see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before, more times than not. But I'm excited to see what happens, and I'll see you all then. For now, I'll take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is the Collegiate Chess League Division 1 Quarterfinals. Playoffs just started today. We just watched a big win from SRM Institute of Science and Technology from India, defeating Texas Tech University by a score of 11-5, punching their ticket to play against UT Dallas tomorrow at the same time in the semifinals, also earning themselves at least fourth place, which comes along with $500 cash prizes and a chance to win even more, up to $5,000 for first place. We've got one more match left today. It's going to be the number 3 seed versus the number 6 seed, Mizzou versus University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. That's going to be starting in any minute. We're still waiting for some of the players to join the Zoom call and finish their fair play checks, namely Aryan Tari playing for the Mizzou team, the number 1 player, number 1 board, and the highest rated player in the entire league, over 3,000 rated blitz on chess.com. Meanwhile, I want to give a warm welcome and a thank you and a shout out to Lile for sending the raid. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for the follows. I hope you're all doing well, and I'm excited to share with you all this quarterfinals match coming up. So let us know who you think is going to win. Is it Mizzou or is it UT Rio Grande Valley? Maybe I'll do a prediction in the chat right now for you guys that want to bet some channel points on the line. Let us know who wins, Mizzou or UT RGV. I'll give a 10-minute here. All right, I've just started the prediction. Any betters in the chat? Also, shout out to Ark, who just played in Division 3. Oh my goodness, we're getting another raid from Liz. You guys are tuning in at the perfect time. We just started a channel prediction, and we're about to watch the start of Mizzou versus UT RGV. This is the Collegiate Chess League Division 1 Quarterfinals. The CCL just started playoffs today, so you guys are in perfect time. Shout out to Liz. I hope you had a great stream. And let us know if you guys are a fan of college chess. You might know some of these players. UTRGV has Sean Rodriguez Lemieux, who is a grandmaster from Canada who actually just competed in the FIDE World Cup. And probably the most famous CCL player is on the Mizzou team, board number 1, highest rated player in the league, Arjen Tari from Norway, who also played in the FIDE World Cup. So you guys, if you're a fan of either player or either team, you're in for quite a treat. It's a team match, 4 versus 4. There's going to be 4 rounds, all play all. So in total, there's 16 games. And the first team to 8.5 points wins. So in the last match, we just watched SRM IST beat Texas Tech 11-5, but it was 8-4 going into the 4th round. If SRM had gotten a draw a round earlier, they would have not even needed the 4th round because they would have already been at 8.5 points. So we'll see if Mizzou can also win and move on to the semifinals, which is tomorrow. So if you really want to watch some exciting college chess, it gets even better because here in the first round, these matches are close, but maybe not as close as they'll be tomorrow. So we're watching the best of the best right now. The Collegiate Chess League has 25 divisions. The lowest division, D25, it has an average team rating of less than 600, chess.com Blitz. This is D1, the top division. The team average for the top 8 teams in the league is over 2,800. It's over 2,880, actually. And Arjen Tari is doing his part to raise that team average. His rating is over 3,000, which is pretty good. You know, it's not bad. And Arjen Tari, he mentioned that their team is the favorite to win every match. But they dropped down to 3rd seed after they lost in big fashion against St. Louis University just last week. They lost 13-3. So they're looking to redeem themselves and win today and seek their revenge against SLU. We will have a Mizzou versus SLU rematch tomorrow if Mizzou can win today. They're definitely showing signs of weakness after losing 13-3. It's really rough. But that was regular season. Now it's playoffs. It's a completely different beast. It's a different animal. I think Mizzou should have their composure now. And it looks like we have 1,500 channel points predicted on Mizzou, 0 on UTRGV. Are there any Texas fans in the chat? Those are good odds. I mean, you could just put 1 channel point on UTRGV, and if you win 1,500. And if you lose, you only lose 1 channel point, which is like nothing. Anyways, welcome in, everyone. I appreciate you all tuning in. I'm excited to share these games with you all. This is going to be some exciting chess. What's up, Sasori? We got Majdi, senior citizen, 1965. What a year. What a time. Anyways, um, so the match is about to begin. The year of the snake. Well, I know there's a song called Year of the Cat. That's a good one. It's a fun one. But I think I'm personally Year of the Rat. So snakes and cats both eat rats. So that's not good for me, perhaps. But I don't know. They say that rats are supposed to be smart or something. So that's cool. Who knows? Anyways, snakes are very cool. Shout out to Clementine. That is Uncle Jesse's pet snake. So shout out to Uncle Jesse. You're also a rat, 96. That's me too. We're getting old. No. Maybe not senior citizen old. We're not born 1965 old, but maybe compared to Liz, we're getting old. Um 29, dude. I know. We're in our last years of our 20s. Our last year, I should say. Okay. How was Lile's stream? How was Liz's stream? Were they just playing some chess? We've got just a couple minutes left in this prediction. Still no points bet on UTRGV. I think if you follow, you get like 300 points automatic. Only your body. Yeah. You're still young. Okay. So the players are still getting their fair play checks done. And after the match, we expect to have a player interview from someone from the winning team. So I know we've done interviews with Mizzou before. We've interviewed Aryan Tari multiple times. Maybe we'll have him again if he wins. But we've also interviewed other players like Luca, who I believe is their board 4. But if UTRGV wins, we could interview. They have Gleb Duden on their top board, Jose Cordoso, and Sean Rodriguez Lemieux, and Santiago Avila. Very strong players. My favorite is Sean Rodriguez Lemieux from Canada. He's been playing in the league for quite some time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his games. UTRGV. They've been in the league for quite some time. They actually won season 4 of the Collegiate Chess League, so they are champions. Mizzou has won the second most times, only behind SLU. And Mizzou won most recently just last year. So they're looking to get back on the podium. SLU are the defending champions, so they won last year. So it was Mizzou and then SLU, and now it's up for grabs. It's up to anyone. All right, matches, I'm being told, are starting in less than 2 minutes. So buckle up, get some water, take a quick break if you need it now, and get those predictions in. UTRGV is still at 0. Not a lot of time left on the prediction. Liz played in the arena and got destroyed. That's rough. Liz always a happy. Liz is a great streamer. If you guys haven't followed her already, please go and do so. She's great. Wishing her the best. Really appreciate the raid. Appreciate her tuning in. Okay, I'm seeing the games are about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. The much anticipated round 1 of Mizzou versus UTRGV is underway. And here we see Aryan Tari starting with the black pieces. And we've got a D4, D5 opening here. Aryan Tari able to trade off his C pawn for the D pawn. So black has a 2-on-1 majority already in the center with the pawn structure. So yeah, the players are off to the races here. And it looks like the prediction, I don't think anyone bet on UTRGV. So I'm going to delete that, I think. Photo Poly predicted. So shout out to Photo Poly. Good to see you. What is Avila's background? Santiago Avila is from Colombia. What's up, Tommy? Yes. Tari with the big black center here. With the black pawns. Over 3,000 rated. 3,015. And yeah, I mean, UTRGV, they came to play. All 8 players in this match are grandmasters. You have to be a GM to play in this match. And look at what we've got here. We've got Tari. Just, what's going on? I need a slow motion replay. We have Bishop here hanging the B pawn. Queen takes pawn. Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes knight with check. And the king steps over to F8. As if this is normal. As if it's okay to not castle. What is this? Aryan Tari. He's breaking the opening principles, guys. He hasn't castled his king. Does he know he can't castle after he's moved the king? Is this theory? It looks like he knows that. It's like he's been here before. Levan Aronian lost. Yes, to Arjun Erigaisi. We were just talking to one of the players from India about Arjun in the FIDE World Cup. Cheering him on. All right, let's take a look at the UTRGV board 1. This is Gleb Duden. Top board from Texas, 2979. Up against Luca, the board 4 from Mizzou. Your board 4 is over 2,800 Grandmaster. That's pretty good for Mizzou. But we've seen Mizzou get handed a loss big time last week against St. Louis University. So these are going to be close games, very hard fought. Here we've got Sean Rodriguez Lemieux, board 3 from Texas, over 2,900 as a board 3, and he's up against Isik Chan, board 2 from Mizzou at 2,926. And yeah, I'm excited to see how Sean's going to do today. And the last game we haven't looked at yet, we've got Mihail Boyer from France joining this Mizzou team at 2,903. He is the board 3. So both board 3s from both teams are rated 2,903. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, the difference really in the ratings of these two teams is that Mizzou has the higher rated board 1 and the higher rated board 4. But really the ratings are so close. It is a coin flip for who is going to win these matches. What's up, JK? Is it me that sounds depressed? I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I have to be more happy, I guess. That's my bad. All right, well, I am definitely very happy to watch these teams play. This is an absolute treat. This is the pinnacle of the season for me. Playoffs, always a very fun and exciting time. So I think that's what's so cool about the Collegiate Chess League is that these matches weren't being organized prior. The only opportunity that you would see college teams compete against each other is at Pan Am's, which is only once a year in January in person. And it's much more limited because of the high entry fee, the cost to enter. The Collegiate Chess League is completely free. So it's also a fun blitz team format. Pan Am's is classical. It's also 4 versus 4, but it's only one round. Players only play one game. In this format, it's like how the Pro Chess League was. It's all play all. So you have all players from one team playing all players from the other team. So right now in round 1, it's the biggest mismatch, board 1 versus board 4, which we're watching right here with Ariantari with the black pieces. And he's actually in a worse position here because he can't castle. So we can see here white connecting rooks, trying to simplify and trade down. This is also going to help them put a rook on the F file, opposite of black's uncastled king. So white's feeling pretty happy here. White is also up a pawn, right? They snagged on b7 earlier. So Ariantari, he had a rough match last week against Slew, and it's still not clear if he's been able to recover from that. So far, he's not looking great with the black pieces. All right, let's take a look back at Mihail Boyer from Mizzou up against Jose Cardoso, who is also from Colombia. We've got 2 players from the UTRGV team representing Colombia. I mean, this is an entirely international matchup. Not one single player is representing the US flag on chess.com. So that's really cool. Love to see the international representation here in the Collegiate Chess League. Okay, this matchup, I noticed the eval started to creep in white's favor. So let's see if black perhaps made a mistake at some point. Looks like white has extended the pawns a lot on their king side. Black also castles king side. And we see f6 here, much to the chagrin of Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold. f6 oftentimes is a weakening move on your king side, but this e5 pawn is invading black's half of the board, so it makes sense to want to contest that. Oh yeah, thank you totally, Juvenile. Yes, of course. My favorite time here. Thank you for feeding me. Shout out to the almond enjoyers of the world. Anyways, computer loves f5 here. Just blast things open in the center. f5 is a nice move, right? Now that e6 is slightly weakened, and Mihail finds it. Mihail goes for it. So Mizzou off to a strong start. Looks like Isak Chan is low on time, less than 30 seconds. Sean Rodriguez Lemieux still just under 2 minutes. Doing better on the clock. And in the position, it looks like white still has some development to complete. Black is 1 move away from castling, but it looks like they've got a kingside attack going to try to get at white's king. I mean, look at these bishops and the queen all just pointing. Here now we see g5, g4 to follow, trying to open up this rook. So black looks like they've got a happy position here. Okay, Gleb Dudendo, he's answering back for UTRGV. This is the #1 board from Texas, and looks like we've got some time pressure from Luca as well. This king has terrible pawn structure. He's going to get lit up here by the white queen and knight. this queen trying to keep an eye on this bishop that's currently pinned, and a move like knight to h5 could determine. Look at this. This is a skewer. Can the queen come back and defend the rook, or are you going to get mated by knight h5? This is pretty brutal stuff, but you can also give up the queen for 2 rooks. There's also a check, keeping an eye on here, not hanging the rook immediately. And so white's trying to stir up some trouble, but it looks like black is firmly in the lead with this a pawn, which is going to be on a very protected queening square. So Gleb finds 1 check, king here, only legal move. And again, this queen and this bishop, they are tethered together. Luca, he's desperate here. Knight e6. And what is this trying to do? Rook takes, not falling for any tricks. And now bishop here, pinning the queen, but now pawn takes, but you're taking with check. Queen here otherwise would be mate, which is a cruel irony. 5 seconds now for Luca. He's going to try to push the f-pawn home. Now, white can queen, but guess what? So can black. So we see resignation here. First match point goes to Gleb Dudin. Meanwhile, all of the Mizzou players are absolutely low on time. Less than 10 seconds for all 3 of their players remaining here in round 1. And it looks like Santiago is going to pull off a board 4 versus board 1 upset, which is huge for the UT RGV team. Can he convert? It's a rook and pawn endgame. They're trading off here, but it's white that ends up a pawn. Oh, and he gives it away. What? He has over a minute on his clock. Absolute throw from Texas. Unbelievable. And that's going to be a draw. Just rook versus rook. Here, black has a big problem, and it's this pawn on e7. Both players less than 10 seconds. But this is going to be a win for white. Jose not going to be able to find a move here. Yeah, he just loses his bishop, and now white's up a piece. So white's going to try to convert this. Let's check on Sean Rodriguez Lemieux. We've got some more life and action in this position. Both players, less than 10 seconds. 2 seconds for Isak. 4 seconds for both players. Oh man, this king looks so exposed on f2. Queen here attacking the rook, but that's going to allow rook e2 check. Double question mark. Black is infiltrating. There's another check. Now the queen's going to come in. White blundered, and there's a mate. Isak getting a big point. Aryan and Santiago drew. So point for Isak. So everything's tied up now. 1.5 points each. 1 game remaining in round 1 here, and it looks like it's going to go Mihail's way if he can pull it off with low time. 1 second for Jose. 8 seconds for Mihail. 1 second. 2.7 seconds for Jose. 5 seconds for Mihail. He's got to find a way to simplify. Get the queens off the board. How to do that? Lots of checks. You could threefold if you mess this up. Bishop's coming in now. Check. You could block with the queen. He moves with the king. He moves again. He's going to keep getting checked. But hold on. Queen f1. There's another check. The G pawn is going to be hanging. Oh my goodness. Jose is not giving up. 4 seconds here. Jose takes the pawn with check. Bishop comes back to block. There's queen d2. No, queen steps up, keeping the bishop pinned. White's going to snag the a pawn. There's another check. The d pawn is hanging. Do you dare take it? The g pawn would also be falling. Less than 5 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Gotta move. Go! 3 seconds. 8 seconds. Jose could win with a flag. So he's going to keep checking. They're going to try to build some time on the increment. 2 seconds increment. Queen d1. Queen back to block. Taking the d pawn with check now. Oh my goodness, and white is throwing. It's now a draw. No, but they miss it. There's a check. There's another check. Queen block. I don't know what the draw was. Queen's there attacking the a-pawn, but now it's white who can try to find something here. They find bishop d6, looking for queen f8 check. And there's no more checks for black. 1 second left when they made that move. Queen in to check, and there's the force of the queen trade. And now white's going to win. We could see resigns or flag here by Jose. Wow, hard-fought win there from Mihail, and that's going to be good enough for a 1-point lead to Mizzou after one round. Round 2 about to begin. This is exciting. What was the draw in this game that was missed here? According to the engine, queen d2 apparently is a draw. I couldn't explain it to you, but the computer thinks so. But there's no time to review because we're going to be moving on to round 2. So, yeah, exciting start. It's a close match, folks. This one could have gone either way there. We've got Ariantari, who, oh yeah, grabs the a-pawn. That's right. Queen d2 check was a fork. But yeah, Ariantari, board number 1, getting a draw against board number 4, Santiago. But Mizzou, the team as a whole, they pulled through, still leading by 1. But UTRGV, they're showing signs of life. And here we go. Ariantari versus Sean Rodriguez Lemieux. And Tari looks like he's giving some time odds here. Hasn't played d4 just yet. So, yeah, I mean, Tari, he's on the stage right now. Board number 1, all eyes on him. And they had a really terrible performance against SLU last week. They've got some things to prove, this Mizzou team. They came into the season as the number 1 seed. We interviewed Tari. He said that they are the favorites in every matchup and that they would have to do something stupid to not win. Well, they lost a couple of matches in the regular season to drop down to 3rd seed after being 1st overall in rating. And now it's time to prove their worth, because if you win, you get your rematch against SLU, but if you lose, you go home empty-handed after being the number 2 seed just last week. So it goes to prove how much these regular season matches matter, because if you get a top 2 spot, you're guaranteed a bye in the first round. So right now, that's why Mizzou is playing and SLU is not. And UTRGV, they might punish this Mizzou team if Mizzou can't put them away. So Mizzou is up by 1 right now, but you don't want the Texans to remain hanging around for too long because they might just steal it in the end. But okay, lots of chess left to be played. This is only round 2. Hello, Casper. All right, I was going to compliment this nice pawn chain, but Tari, he lashes out with b4. And we see a capture on e5. Tari has 3 different ways to recapture. I feel like knight takes makes a lot of sense, hitting the queen. Maybe wanting knight takes, pawn takes, but no. We see d takes on e5, clearing the d4 square for knight. We see knight b3, looking at this d4 square. All 4 knights are looking at d4. There is a focus point here, including white's bishop and the queen. So all eyes on d4 here. Black simply just castles. White follows suit. And there's this h-pawn that's pushed up to h5. Black just doubles the rook from the a-file behind their queen. Meanwhile, we've got a couple other games going on, but very strong start here for Ariantari with the white pieces. Looks like he's got the space advantage in the center and perhaps just the better pawn structure. So we'll keep an eye on this one, but of course we've got 3 other games to check in on. So let's go look at those matchups here. We've got Mihail Boyer with the black pieces from Mizzou up against Gleb Duden, who got a point for UTRGV as the top board. Now he's playing against the board number 3, Mihail. And Gleb, he's launching this kingside attack. He's castled kingside, he's fianchetto, but he's pushed f4, e4, g4. He's got a pawn trio here, and he's going to look to continue to push. Where he's going to push, it's not clear. Black, meanwhile, pushing the b pawn all the way up to b4, kicking this knight back. Knight back to e2, connecting the knights. And I am curious to see how this game will proceed, because this bishop on the long diagonal is perhaps keeping this bishop at bay. This is the only minor piece white has yet to develop. And black, meanwhile, similarly hasn't developed their light square bishop, which has 2 options right now, but perhaps black wants to push the a pawn first before putting the bishop on a6. The computer's calling for h6, which I personally don't understand. Just a move, nothing special. It's also saying you can move the queen to the e file. Wow, he finds h6. Yeah. Of course. You know, it's just the grandmaster things, I guess. The king can go here. Maybe the knight wants to come back. Maybe that was the issue, is this knight has nowhere to go. Maybe this knight's at risk of getting trapped. That's also probably why it likes the queen move. Also frees up another spot for the knight. And yeah, white just completes development, brings the last minor piece out, helping look at d4. Now, if this knight does move to this new square, this bishop will open up with a punch at b2. And it's not so easy. If you try to push this pawn, black's pawn is already there, and that helps open up for black's rook on the b file. And you can't push the b pawn because your rook is pinned and hanging there. So rook b1's a little passive. But black has spent so much time on this position. They are actually down 2 minutes on the clock to Gleb Duden's 3.5. So this could end up becoming a large time scramble. Okay, let's take a look at this next board here. Jose Cardoso versus Luka Budisavljevic. And yeah, Luka, he lost in the first round. Only player from Mizzou not to get on the board, but he was playing against the top board, Gleb Duden. So now he's going to try his luck against Jose, who lost in the first round to Mihail. So we see Luka gets the king tucked away a little bit more, guarding that h pawn. And Luka's slightly down on the clock, but nothing too significant. Let's take a look at the last board here. We've got Santiago Avila versus Isik Chan. And look at this, opposite side castles. This is probably my favorite setup. It's going to make for the most aggressive attacks. And you can see already black has a lot lined up against this king here. There's potential for these rook sacrifices, queen sacrifices if this knight goes away and this rook is lifted. But meanwhile, white's trying their best to open things up here on the king side, because black has done a good job of closing the h file and the g file, but this f pawn is one move away from stirring up some trouble. But Isik, very low on the clock, 40 seconds. That's going to be a problem. And we see here white's trying to go with their main flow, but black just so many pieces against this king. And this king is looking like things are going to remain pretty safe, pretty closed. Even if you take, even if you push, you don't have to take. and you could take still. So we'll be curious to see. But I want to bring us back to the top board here. Ariantari, this game has had the most progress, and it's been looking really good for Ariantari here. So we see some trades here, and it looks like white emerges up a pawn out of all of these trades. Up 2 pawns now, actually. So 2-pawn advantage for Ariantari. And yeah, it looks like he's just able to blast open this queen side here. Getting the knight in with the rook, taking here, winning a pawn. Trading, and where does he win the second pawn? Right here. So black played d4. Yeah, we trade here, and I guess there was no way to save this pawn. Oh, because this... Why couldn't we move? Oh, because the rook is hanging too. Wow. Very nice game here so far from Ariantari. So he understands last week their team didn't do well enough as they should against Slew. In round 1, he didn't get a win against the board 4 from UTRGV. And here we have some time scramble blunders. Looks like white just blundered big time. Knight takes g4, double exclam. And white's in shock right now. If you take, queen takes, infiltrating in. And this knight is attacking this pinned bishop. We take the knight. We get checked. Oh my goodness. So Mihail is looking very strong for this Mizzou team. He's going to go to 2 out of 2. Wait, but he's got no time. Oh my goodness. He's going to go for mate. But that's in time for what exactly? There's queen a8 check, apparently. And then queen g2. I don't see how that makes it. Yeah, just queen g2 here. Yeah, Mihail, trouble on the clock. He blundered this. What did he need here instead? What was the move? Just queen h3. And then rook e5. So he messed up. He should have checked with the queen first. So he slipped, and he's letting Gleb Duden defend off the hook. So here he's threatening the pin, but there's always this bishop block. I guess there's bishop here. So yeah, he goes here guarding this rook square. Bishop here trying to converge with the rook perhaps, but yeah, the computer's saying this is equal now. So Gleb Duden, he's up on the clock, which is huge, very important here. Yeah, Ariantari, he finishes his game. He was up already 2 pawns, and he walks the king into this nasty check. He's going to promote and take the rook next. So Ariantari, he wins. And now Gleb Duden is winning. Mihail Boyer gets absolutely mated on the board along the f-file. Mihail, he misses 1 queen check, and he's low on time, and he throws it all away. Gleb Duden now improves to 2. Ariantari getting a point as well, maintaining that Mizzou lead, but that was a huge miss from Mizzou. An amazing opportunity. Surprisingly here, white is winning. This knight is in trouble. So yeah, black tried bringing all the pieces to attack Isak, but Isak was able to hold on and defend. Takes here. Now it's a rook versus a knight, but it's going to be more than that. There's going to be mates very quickly. This king, he's going to get mated here on the back rank. No time for Santiago. So Isak, he's going to build up onto this Mizzou lead, and that, I think, concludes round 2. So let me give... So Jose and Luca drew. So Luca gets on the board. Jose gets on the board. Isak improves to 2 points. And yeah, just like round 1, Mizzou wins round 2 by 2.5 to 1.5. Building onto their lead. Now they're up by 2, 5-3. Going into the second half. Going into round 3. So UTRGV, still trying to stick with it, but Mizzou slowly but surely building onto that lead. Isak, a perfect 2 out of 2 right now, has been the difference maker. Gleb Duden also 2 out of 2, but a very close game against Mihail. So that could have been even worse for UTRGV if Mihail had held on and converted that winning advantage. He had a queen check on the H file, but he just missed it. He brought his rook back too soon, and that allowed Gleb Duden to bring his queen back to defend just in time. And in time pressure, Mihail lost his cool, lost his composure, and he blundered into a mate. So now we have round 3 here, starting with Jose versus Aryan Tari. And it's been Sean who's been struggling from the UTRGV team. Only player without any points. So there's 3 players with just half a point. 2 from UTRGV, and the one is board 4 from Mizzou, Luca. So it's really Gleb who's been carrying. He's keeping things close. He is the board 1. He is the leader. So he's got 2 of their 3 points, but he's going to need the team effort to improve here in the second half if UTRGV is going to survive and move on to the semifinals. Otherwise, it's going to be Mizzou if things keep continuing this way. And Mizzou will move on to play tomorrow against SLU. So which team wants it more? Right now, it's Mizzou in the lead. UTRGV trailing by 2. 2 rounds remaining. Unless Mizzou just absolutely destroys this round, they could clinch early if they win by a sweep of 4, or 3.5 points would also win for Mizzou. But I think UTRGV is going to keep it close. This is going to be a close match. And here we see Jose up against Aryan Tari. And Jose's got the white pieces. Takes with the knight here, which I find interesting. I like pawn takes just to keep a pawn duo in the center. But knight takes is fine. And we're getting another raid here from the one and only Matt Henningsen. Shout out to Matt. Hope you had a great stream. Really appreciate that. If you're just tuning in, we are watching Mizzou versus UTRGV in the Division 1 quarterfinals of the Collegiate Chess League Fall 2025 season. Mizzou is up right now 5-3 after the first 2 rounds, and they have 2 rounds to go. So we just finished halftime. We're in the second half here. Third quarter, basically. Mizzou's up by a touchdown, essentially. But UTRGV, they've got a full half to bring it back. Can they do it? And what's at stake right now? A ticket to the semifinals, which is going to be tomorrow at the same time. So the winner of this match will play against SLU for a chance at the finals next weekend. And if you make it to the semifinals, you're guaranteed at least 4th place, which comes with a cash prize of at least $500. But if they win in the semifinals, they punch their ticket to the finals, which is a chance for first place, which is $5,000. And this is just the top division. There are in total 25 divisions all playing right now in the playoffs. Today's the first day of the playoffs. So the entire college chess world is rallying and competing from all around the world. There's 26 total division or total countries represented here in the league. So very exciting times. And Madison, University of Wisconsin is competing right now as well, actually. So I'm not sure how they're doing. But we would love if more teams or more players or more streamers wanted to cover other college chess matches. I can only cover one match at a time, unfortunately. So we kind of have an emphasis on the top division, but the lower divisions can be very exciting, very fun to watch as well, if not even more fun and more exciting. The lowest division, Division 25, actually has an average team rating below 600 blitz. Why doesn't Texas Tech play? That's so funny you asked that because they literally just played the match before this and we watched it too. So if you're a Texas Tech fan, I have bad news for you. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but if you can go back to the start of the stream, you can watch them play in the quarterfinals against SRM IST from India. I know you're watching right now on Twitch, but it might be best to tune in on YouTube, depending on, you know, how easy it is for you to go back. I think Twitch just recently made a feature where you can watch and go back from the stream, but maybe it depends on the channel settings and who knows. But shout out to our YouTube audience. We are streaming right now on Chesscom Community, and I will sadly admit that I am not looking at the YouTube chat. So hope you guys are behaving yourselves over there, but maybe you can come out, check it out on Twitch, hang out with the Twitch chat. All right, and there we have a foreign language that I don't understand is the problem. Okay, Sean Rodriguez Lemieux, what's going on with this guy? I was hyping him up, saying how excited I was to watch him, Grandmaster from Canada, and he is getting cooked. Look at this, 5 pawns in a row on the 4th rank here. Takes and now pushes f5, g5, just absolutely taking Black's king side by storm. Takes, and now, I mean, you just take back, right? Am I crazy? Well, don't answer that too quickly, but Luca is giving back some time for whatever reason. And I guess he does have 3 ways to take this rook. There's like no way he's looking at this fork, right? Because Black takes with check. So yeah, okay, he takes with the bishop. He decided he wants the rook on the d file. He doesn't want the rook on the h file. And yeah, this is a big round for both teams. Obviously, Mizzou could, in theory, clinch with a great performance here. And UTRGV, they need to get these points back. They haven't won a single round out of the first 2 rounds. They've lost both by 2.5 to 1.5, which gives them a 2-point deficit here. So something needs to give. They need to change their ways. Otherwise, Mizzou's going to take this home. And it's not looking good for Sean here. Sean is all the way backed up into his camp. White has completed development. Black has yet to castle, and they couldn't have castled. They were under siege by White's kingside pawns, and they still might not be able to castle because White will continue pushing. But after this move, maybe things are going to clear up a bit for Sean. Luca's not done yet. Knight hits the queen. Queen moves. And now maybe it's possible to castle. Could this be the moment? And, you know, Luca's going to try to continue, right? And bishop here is going to be very annoying because the knight's going to be pinned. Knight takes here was a threat. So knight moves here in the center. I mean, we could just play c3, really, if we wanted to, right? We don't even have to take and help Black's structure. So just c3 here, I feel. And Luca's been struggling. Both these players have been struggling. Sean's the only player with 0 out of 2. Luca has a half out of 2. Bishop hops in to h3. Black castles anyways. And yeah, I like c3. Ask the knight where it's going. Wow, bishop takes. So you have to take with the rook or the king. And the computer says king takes is good. But I'm worried about c3 because you might have knight takes b6 fork, distracting the queen from defending the rook. So here, I think it's important, actually, black has to take the knight. Otherwise, there were tactics. So here, you take on d5. Now the knight is hit, knight has to move. And now white can solidify this connected passed pawn with c4. But you also might not want to play c4. You don't need to, because the pawn's going to be defended by queen and rook. Can you play me next, Krish? Probably not. I will send you guys off on a raid. But I hope to see you guys all again tomorrow to tune in for the semifinals. Why? I'm not playing viewers, I'm commentating. I'm watching a match here. This is important. Quarterfinals. There's money on the line. Oh my god. Did black just sack a piece? That's crazy. Holy smokes. Black decided the two connected passed pawns are more valuable than the knight on d4. And here we see king b1 opening the c file. This bishop is not hanging. The pawn is pinned. So black sacrifice. Oh, Sean. Poor Sean. He's down on time. He's not looking too hot here in the match. That's not good for UTRGV. So Luca's doing well here, up a piece, but it's still a fight. There's an imbalance. Here we've got Jose down to 5 seconds against Ariantari's minute and 15 seconds. And we see a pawn capture here. White's going to try to triple up and get this pawn back. Ariantari, he's going to see if he can hold on to this one pawn advantage, but it's going to be tough because this knight's attacking it. This pawn will not be able to be pushed. So black trying to stir up some trouble. White puts the halt to that immediately. Queen steps over, a versatile move. So this queen is making sure it has an eye on the pawn as well. I'm thinking maybe black will triple up on this pawn and try to hold on to this. But the computer's saying it's all equal. So extra pawn doesn't matter too much if you can't hold on to it. So black's going to see if they can hold on to it as long as they can. White's really not even putting much pressure on this pawn, just making sure it's blockaded. And now we see the knight concede some space. This knight hops into d5. And now black is contesting the strong knight. Now this pawn's defended by the queen. This queen steps up, but doesn't have too much influence on where it can go next. I guess you can go back on the diagonal, back to the center. Less than 10 seconds for Jose. So Luca won his game. That's going to add on to the Mizzou lead. They're up to 6 now. Only 2.5 points from winning this match. Ariantari looking to beat Jose here. We've got a lot of time scrambles. Santiago versus Mihel, both players less than 10 seconds. Black looks like they're in. The king has to move. He's getting checked again. Queen is there in time to block. Queen remains on the board. Trade declined. And now white has an opportunity to find something here. Pushes the h-pawn. Black going after the c-pawn. C-pawn gets pushed, but that's going to be snagged. No, king down. Very crazy. Check. Back. Queen a7? What's wrong with queen a7? King up. C-pawn is hanging. I don't understand. Rook takes, but now the queen enters. G-pawn is loose. Both G-pawns are hanging. King steps back to defend, and now it's black who's in trouble. Oh my god, white has 2.1 seconds. They were down to 0.1. There's a lot of checks, but the king steps up and finds safety. Black's getting mated. No time. Sacrifice. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Just take it. Queen takes. One more check. Rook block. No. King move. There's more checks. Go down. Block with the rook. Block with the pawn. I don't know. Maybe not the pawn. Okay. Rook is in. King down. H pawn was hanging. Defended. Rook is hanging. Rook tucks back. No. Check, check. King up. Wow. Queen back to defend the rook. What's going on? Gleb Dudin won. Queen trade offered. Aryan Tari, he flags his opponent. He gets a pass pawn. Yeah, nice maneuver there from Tari to get that pass pawn. So Tari gets a point, improves to 2.5. We have Gleb Dudin, who's been unstoppable, taking down Isak 3 for 3. And now we have Mihail also winning for Mizzou. So we just saw the same score in the previous match. Mizzou is up by 4 now, 8-4. 3 of the 4 points are from Gleb Dudin. Gleb has shown up to play, and he is the only reason why UTRGV is even going to have a shot in round 4. They need a 4-0 sweep to force overtime. Mizzou has draw odds on all 4 boards. Any draw on any board is a win for Mizzou. And it looks like we will have a Mizzou versus St. Louis University rematch in the semifinals tomorrow, assuming Mizzou can get the job done. But they're in a good spot right now. 1 round to go. Unless UTRGV can pull off a miracle, we could see it, a 4-0, but looking unlikely just based off how boards 3 through 4 or 2 through 4 have been playing. Gleb Dudin's the only Texas player that showed up today. And now he's got his toughest task ahead. He's playing against board number 1 from Mizzou, Aryan Tari. Aryan with the white pieces. He's playing against a Sicilian defense. So we'll see if Gleb can keep his streak going. Aryan Tari is 2.5 out of 3, only getting a draw in the first round against Santiago. And that's been Santiago's only point, a half point even, in this entire match. No one else besides Gleb Dudin has gotten a win. So that is really hard. And it's honestly very close to UTRGV not even having a 4th round. So it's a must win on all 4 boards. Otherwise, UTRGV is done and out for the season. And it's looking like it's already off to a good start here for Isak. So with the white pieces, he's already castled. He's already connected his rooks. Look at this. Black has yet to castle and has 2 minor pieces missing. Black has just launched the A pawn and the H pawn. But sometimes if you need a win, you got to play a little unorthodox. I would go bishop here. Take this knight, snag the pawn. Call it a day, you know? Who's going to win the match for Mizzou? It might be right here with the white pieces, Isak. Also, stick around for the ultimate conclusion here, but we will also be interviewing one of the players from the winning team. So you don't want to miss it. Let us know if you have any questions for any of the players in particular. We could see Aryan Tari. We could see Mihail. But right now it's Tari who's leading the Mizzou team. He had a rough start in round 1 with just a draw against Santiago, but he's been perfect since. And now he's playing against a perfect player, Gleb Dudin, who's 3 out of 3. So we'll see who comes out. Neither player has lost a match in this matchup, or round, I should say. But it's looking good for Mizzou. They just need a draw, but they're already better on board 2 here. Isaac is probably going to beat Jose, unless Jose has a comeback of some sort. He's moved the rook. He can't castle kingside anymore. Sean playing against Mihail. Sean's just had a really rough match. Not able to get anything going his way. 0 for 3. But he's got the white pieces now against Mihail. Mihail's been playing well. Mihail almost clinched this match against Gleb Duden. But Gleb was up on time and Mihail blundered. So if that had gone Mihail's way, if Mihail had converted that, the match would have already been over. But here we are. And Sean's playing well up on the clock. He's got a huge time advantage here. Almost double Mihail's clock. Mihail's already used half of his time, 2.5. And Sean's barely used any of his time. Basically, just gaining time off the clock here. And yeah, computer does not like how Sean's played this. I guess we're giving black a connected pass pawn in the center. But I guess black was going to get it either way if we take with the knight or with the pawn. So yeah, white's got both rooks centralized. Probably f3 isn't the greatest move for white, but it does box out black's knight. And this pawn push at some point could be a problem. Could be a fork. If this knight moves, the bishop can help here. Queen here, pressure on the pawn, but maybe we can just play b4. b4 looks very nice. Just hitting the queen, solidifying your c-pawn, protected by the knight. Let's take a look at Isak versus Jose. So Jose decides not to castle. King up to d7. Trade of bishops here. And yeah, this is just a safer king. White's playing on the queen side. Sorry, the king side. Black doubles rooks, pinning the h-pawn. Maybe just defend your rook. Like queen f3, I feel like is good. Supporting here. Supporting here. Yeah, queen f3 played. So Isak just holding on to this advantage here. And yeah, Ariantari also. Look at this. 2 pawns and 2 knights backing each other up. Knight hopping into the center. And this pawn looks like it's going to get snagged at some point. Maybe a rook lift, bishop back. Queen and bishop here guarding this square from the knights. So Aryan's definitely the favorite. He could be the only player to take down Gleb Duden in this match. Gleb tried his best to keep his team in it for as long as he could. And his team's going to need another win out of him here against Ariantari, his toughest opponent yet. If UTRGV is to have any chance to come back, they need a win on all 4 boards. And they're not winning on any of the boards, actually. This is the board 4s here, Luca and Santiago. And yeah, it's dead even. It is 3 versus 2, 3 versus 2. 2 rooks and a knight versus 2 rooks and a knight. And Luca's got the time advantage. And Santiago's burning his clock right now. With the white pieces. Only a half point out of 3. You can't have just one player with any win in round 4. it's very impressive UTRGV hasn't lost at this point already. So, yeah, it's rough when, it's a team match and you only have one player getting wins, because you can't win a team match with just one player. You need to win with the team. And right now, Mizzou has been the better team. UTRGV, they are on the brink of collapsing here. It's going to be their last match of the season unless they have a huge comeback, a sweep. So here, looks like the knight hitting the queen and the bishop. So queen's got to move. And yet, Sean isn't sure where to go just quite yet. After the knight takes the bishop, the queen can take back, or the rook could take back. He takes with the queen, and now the queen is opposite the bishop. White throws in a check here. Now, white was looking good. Or were they? White has a passed pawn here, but it's blockaded. It is opposite color bishops, but this knight's not looking very good for white. Queen steps back, doesn't want to be on the diagonal. And now knight g4. Huge move here. Look at this. Massive family fork incoming. White's got to do something about that. Who's going to get the point from Mizzou first? Oh my god, look at Luca's clock advantage here. Over 2-minute advantage. But Santiago's got the better king, actually. So he might be able to win that. Mihail is crushing here. The king moved. Knight into e3, hitting the rook. Also hitting the bishop. And if the rook leaves the back rank, you've got problems. Knight takes, queen takes. I mean, you might have to play rook c1. Rook c1. I mean, bishop b2 looks brutal. Maybe. Just f4. Yeah, if knight takes, there's rook takes, rook check, and the queen still covers this, but 4 seconds for Mihail, though. That is Sean's only hope, is the clock. But it looks like hope is dwindling very quickly for the Texas team, because Mizzou, they've got Ariantari about to clinch the match, handing Gleb Duden his first loss. Gleb Duden tried to keep Texas in it for as long as he possibly could. But in the very end, it was not enough, as he couldn't hold against Ariantari, who looks to be converting a win here, picking up a pawn. The c pawn was backwards and loose. And Gleb now under 10 seconds. He's losing ground here. Rook takes f4. Might walk yourself into this, but you have a check. Ooh, exchange sacrifice. I guess the bishop was hanging. Oh, but now this bishop's going to be hanging. Nice rook left to the h-file. Yeah. Rook takes, and now white's just up in exchange. Ariantari might clinch this for Mizzou. A win against Gleb Duden, no less. Mihail's got 3 seconds, but is completely winning. Isak and Jose are close, but Isak is down to less than 10 seconds. Ooh, Luca's going to get Santiago here. 3 seconds. Santiago was pushing and winning, but he dropped his knight. Wow, he got his knight trapped. He grabbed a pawn. And yeah, Mizzou, they're going to punch their ticket. Yeah, Ariantari just won by resignation. So Gleb Duden, he couldn't hold on. But a valiant effort. He's the only player from Texas that cannot be criticized for his performance here today. But it was too little too late. And okay, this game is ridiculous. So Santiago was pushing and winning, and then he grabs a pawn when he shouldn't have, got his knight trapped, is completely losing, but then Black moves the king up, and now it's a draw. So, but a draw is good for Mizzou. The match is already over. Luca improves to 2 out of 4. Santiago improves to 1 point. Jose gets his first point of the match, his first full point, his first win against Isak. And Mihail ends up winning against Sean and goes 3 out of 4. So overall, a very strong match here from Mizzou, winning 10.5 to 5.5. And they punch their ticket into the semifinals, where they will get a huge rematch against their in-state rivals and the defending champions, number 2 seed, St. Louis University, tomorrow. Same time. Be here. Check it out. You won't want to miss it. SLU dominated Mizzou 13-3 just last week. But now it's the playoffs. It's the semifinals. Anything can happen. Mizzou feels that they are the favorites. They're the higher rated team. And we're going to ask if we can get a player for an interview. So stick around, you guys. Let's see if we can get someone in. And I will be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We just witnessed Mizzou punch their ticket to the semifinals with a rematch tomorrow against their in-state rival, St. Louis University, by defeating UTRGV by a score of 10.5 to 5.5. I'm joined here with their board 3, Mihail Boyer, who went 3 out of 4. Mihail, how are you feeling right now?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm sorry. Just someone knock on my door. I'm come back in 5 seconds. Sorry.
Take your time so we could see the Mizzou team.
Yeah, sorry, sorry. So I'm feeling great because we won the match. So it's the most important. It was a very tense match. So happy.
Of course. And is this your first year at Mizzou?
Yeah, it's my first semester. Even I came in September. So end of August.
Is this the first time living in the United States?
Yeah, and it was the first time to just come in United States. Actually, I never went there before here.
And how are you liking it so far?
For the moment, it's good. I like people is I think very nice, quite positive, polite. So I like to be around this type of people. And in the university, in the college of Mizzou. I have a good time. Everything is fine, so I'm happy.
And this is your first time competing in the Collegiate Chess League?
Yeah, the first time, first time.
And how are you enjoying playing with your teammates?
Yeah, it's great. So what is good is even if one of us do something not great, especially me, if I do a bad result, I can count of my teammates. So this is good, and it's also more motivating to play for a team, yes, than just yourself.
So, have you had a chance to look at the playoff bracket? Do you know who you're playing against tomorrow? I guess I already mentioned it.
Um, yeah, I think tomorrow we are playing with SLU, Saint Louis. But last time we played, we got destroyed. So we can do only better, and I hope we will win.
Yeah, so obviously last week you guys played and you lost 13-3. Obviously
Yeah.
today was much better with a win against a strong team, UTRGV. But tell us what's going to have to change tomorrow when you play against your rivals, SLU.
Um, I don't really know. I think also like sometimes people are in good form, and sometimes you are not in good shape. But like we will be even more hungry. We will want to win. Really want to win, and we will give everything. And maybe I don't know. Try to play better, and we will see.
Okay, well, I had a match that we watched before this, Texas Tech versus SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Did you watch that match at all?
The match which was before our match?
Yes.
No, no, because actually I'm playing a tournament with Ishik, another teammate. So I finished my game. I came here and we just played. Yeah, play the game. So I had no time to watch the previous match.
Okay, you're playing again tomorrow too, right? In that same tournament.
Yeah, but it's the times are good, so we can be able to play CCL, so it's perfect.
Okay, well, and the other half of the bracket, it's SRM won against Texas Tech by 11-5, and now it's SRM versus UT Dallas in the other semifinal match. Do you have a prediction who's going to win that match?
Not really. Maybe UTD Dallas, but I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know you guys played against UT Dallas. I believe it was 3-3 because you both had players at the FIDE World Cup, and
yeah,
Dallas ended up
exactly.
winning. So if you play against UT Dallas in the finals, assuming you both win tomorrow, do you think that you guys will be able to get your revenge on them as well?
Yeah, it's for this. I hope UTD Dallas win. Like this, we can have a revenge, and also this time we will have Ariane. So with Ariane, it's different because it's our top scorer. So it will be a good match.
And speaking of the FIDE World Cup, do you have a favorite that's left?
I think from the beginning, my favorite is Arjun because it's a player that I like a lot, and I think he's just very strong, especially in this format. But also, I thought that as a surprise, Grebnev can I don't know play pass again some rounds. But yeah, I will say Arjun.
And do you have a favorite French player that you look up to?
French player. Mm, I think Marc-Andrea. Marc-Andrea, I like a lot.
Okay, very fun. I really only know, I guess, MVL and Ali Reza.
It's Maurizzi. Maybe you know the name is 26. He's young,
I
good
wait,
talent.
I think I also know, is it Jules Moussard is French?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
also strong player.
I've never been to France, but I should visit sometime.
You should.
Um, okay, so congratulations. You won 10.5 to 5.5. We will see you again same time tomorrow. You're playing in another tournament along with Isak, so you guys are sort of multitasking here, but you have a big chance at revenge against Slew, your rivals. Do you have anything that you want to say to them if they're watching?
Um, no, no, I don't know. I prefer not to speak, but to play good, and after to speak. But
Got
first
it.
to play good.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to your match. Do you have anything to say perhaps to your fans?
I'm not sure I have fans, but so yeah, no, nothing special. I enjoy the match. Good.
Okay. Well, best of luck, and we're looking forward to it. So congratulations again today. You had a very impressive score, 3-4, a very close match against Gleb Duden, actually, that ended up not going.
Actually, this Gleb, it was a very intense game. I played too slow, but the position was very unclear, and the because I'm in the hotel room, I think the like clean the woman who clean, knock on my door. So I knocked the door. So I thought after, but when I did this, I had 15 seconds. I went, I think, to 13 because he played. So and after she called me, she called on the room. So it was very annoying, and I wanted to like I took the phone and yeah, close the call, but I had only 3 seconds. So and the move after I got mated. I forgot he can take on f7. So okay, I should play it faster. He defended very well, but yeah, this not helped me, I think.
Yeah, we need to invest in a do not disturb sign for your hotel room, to help.
Yeah, it's the first time it happened in my life. I don't know. But it's fine.
Okay, well, that's good to know. It's a learning experience and it didn't end up costing you guys too much. But yeah, you could have had 4 out of 4, which would have been even better, but
Maybe not to win, but a draw I think will be fair. Let's say. But, okay.
makes sense. Yeah, you were definitely better. I think you missed like a queen h3 check or something, and then rook
Yeah, yeah,
e5.
yeah. And rook e5, I think it was better.
Yeah. So rook e5 a move too soon, but okay. You guys still are in the semifinals. You're at least guaranteed fourth place, but a chance for even more and some school pride on the line as well, especially against the rivals Slew, especially after what they did last week. So hopefully you
Yeah.
guys will have a better performance. I wish you all the best of luck and thanks again for your time and congratulations on the win today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
All right. That was Mihail Boyer. Thank you
You.
so much. Have a good one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the end of today with a raid. We'll send you all off, but thank you all for being here and for watching and for tuning in, for cheering on these teams. This was an exciting matchup between Mizzou and UTRGV. Also, shout out to UTRGV on a good season, ending today here at the hands of Mizzou. But Gleb Duden gave it his all, and his team will be back again next season at a chance for redemption. and we're going to watch the semifinals tomorrow. Be sure to tune in, same time, same place. It's going to be starting off at 2 p.m. Eastern with SRM IST against UT Dallas, the number 1 seed, followed by the huge SLU versus Mizzou rivalry match. That honestly could be the finals match, but they're meeting early in the bracket in the semifinals. So you won't want to miss that. That's going to be the same time tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. As you heard from Mahal there, him and his teammate Board 2 Isak are both playing in a tournament right now, playing from a hotel room. So they had a big win today, and they're looking at a chance of redeeming themselves, getting some revenge against SLU. I am going to be there watching. I'm super excited for it. I cannot wait to see, and I hope to see you all there as well. So stick around for the raid. Again, thank you everyone for being here. You all rock and are amazing. I really appreciate it. Stick around for the raid, and hope to see you tomorrow. Take care.